Hi, I'm Mike Regan with TranzAct's 2-Minute Warning for the week of December 2nd. We hope you and your family had an absolutely great Thanksgiving holiday. Now, as we head into this final month of the year, we want to talk about some of the calls and questions that we've received from our listeners. A lot of people are wondering, what's going on in 2014 and how will this impact my freight cost? Now, I think one of the reasons we've gotten these questions and some of these calls is because a bunch of people went and downloaded this great infographic that we produced and made available a couple of weeks ago in the 2-Minute Warning. And in this infographic, our purpose was to briefly summarize the key issues that are going on in Washington, D.C. and how these issues will affect supply chain and freight cost. Now, if you haven't taken advantage of our offer, we encourage you to go to TranzAct.com and download this infographic and take a look for yourself and ask yourself this question. Are there things that I should be aware of because these things will, in fact, impact how I do business? Now, in this 2-minute warning, we want to just briefly highlight a couple of other things that you want to pay attention to. First of all, there's been a lot of coverage in the press recently about the hours of service issue. The ATA went before Congress and others have written letters asking for Congress to intervene and take a look at how these hours of service rules are affecting trucking productivity. Now, frankly, we don't think anything's going to happen, and the reason for that is real simple. Freight doesn't vote, and no politician wants to potentially give their opponent material for an attack ad that would say that they were not in favor of truck safety on the highway. The other thing you need to pay attention to also deals with highway safety. Specifically, a couple of weeks ago, the National Transportation Safety Board asked that the FMCSA be subjected to an additional audit to determine whether they're doing a good job of keeping unsafe truckers off the road. Now, one of the reasons we're concerned about this is because, frankly, we think the FMCSA has done a good job. Whether it's through their CSA program or some of their other initiatives, no one doubts for a moment that Administrator Farrell is committed to getting unsafe truckers off the road. But we're also concerned that because of that orientation, the FMCSA doesn't necessarily take a look at the practical impact of how their regulations are affecting the industry. So whether it's the CSA program, the hours of service, the sleep apnea, the electronic onboard recorder, there are a bunch of issues that the FMCSA has to weigh in on, which is why everyone ought to be concerned about what they're doing. Now, with each and every 2-minute warning, we're here to remind you we are on your team and we're here to help. But most importantly, we are passionate and committed to helping you do a great job. So if you want more information about how you can reduce your freight costs, give us a call today here at TranzAct. Thanks for your time.